on mass destruction. Guess who's here? The bad boys of wrestling. Just a competition, win the war, that's their mission. Not no mercy, see the rings like the street. If you don't know, you better find out the war pack. Here to prove a point, number one, just believe that you don't want to tussle with them or be avoided with them. Come in the ring with them, you're never walking out again. Don't turn your back on the war pack. Don't turn your back on the...
Hey, yo. Welcome to another edition of the filler segment, man. I'm Dan. As I was saying, that was my fault. I'm Dan. This is William. Boss Man will be joining us momentarily. But guys, I know we promised that we would go on about our family series, but this is too big. This is bigger than anything that we can ever come up with, and we've all been mourning this all week. This is to you, Mr. Scott Oliver Hall, aka Crazy Ramon. So I'm ready. He's ready. We are repping. And not only that, I got to do it, dude. Because if we're going to be repping, man, we repping for life. So, what else? What else can we say other than this? This was a devastating loss to the community.
Man, this one hurt big time. I'm not really like an emotional person when it comes to celebrities and stuff like that, but Scott Hall was like a huge piece of my just upbringing as a wrestling fan. Like I had never seen anything like, and I'm talking about from when I first caught on to Diamond Stud, because that's when I first kind of discovered who he was. I didn't really have access to AWA back when he was, on the American Starship with Dan Spivey and
Kurt Perfect.
Doing this thing with Kurt Perfect, yeah. But I wasn't really, I didn't know who Big Scott Hall was until he came to WCW.
And
became the Diamond Stud.
I am right there with you. I knew nothing of Big Scott Hall until ESPN Classics started rolling old AWA
stuff. Yeah.
And you just had to look like, that's Scott Hall? No, the Scott Hall?
Tom Selleck never wrestled. What is all it is about?
Exactly. And that's how he was built in AWA too, oddly enough. He was Tom Selleck with muscles.
Yep.
And
but I didn't know too much, man, until he became the Diamond Stud, and just like we were saying a couple weeks ago, how I was ranting and raving about Roman, man, like the powerhouse type of body type. I mean, the man was 6'7". At his biggest, he was probably about 290. Just incredible in ring. Just his mind for the business was ridiculous.
It really was. And I mean, we could talk all day about where his mind was throughout his whole career.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're going to be delving into some of this bad stuff. I mean, because we have to touch on it, just not too much, because, we got to respect the man. But the only reason I say that we're going to kind of touch on it is because not only did he go through it, but he overcame.
Big time.
I mean, he overcame so much that, that's what made this loss so devastating. If it was anything along the lines of like, when he was still messing up and still doing his thing, doing whatever he was doing, it wouldn't be as much of a shock. But I think, I mean, I've seen every member of the clique voice their, their sadness over the past couple of days over this.
I mean, Nash more so than anybody, because that's kind of...
They were hand in hand.
That's how I found out. Like, I was just scrolling Instagram one morning and came across what Kevin was saying, and it just took the wind out of my sails for the rest of the day, man.
Everybody, I got the message right from you. I heard, like, when they said they were pulling him off of life support. I didn't want to believe it. I'm like, nah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. And Oh, they said they're preparing, and then that's when anybody who's gone through that with anybody, any family or friend, you just know it's not a good feeling. But let's go back to, I don't want to say the beginning because we really weren't there for Big Scott Hall.
Nah.
Although I will say this, I will say this, I like how he came. I like how he went about coming up. Remember, he said this in an interview up here right after he had jumped ship to WCW, and they used fake Razor and fake Diesel. He goes, "I'm just a white guy from Maryland," and I'm just a white guy from Maryland, not a Cuban from Miami, just a white guy. We're gonna touch on the Cuban in a little bit, but he was a white guy from.
That's why I got my Marlins hat on today too.
Yes. And I got a little Miami story for you off air, but anyway, that's what he was. He was just a dude from Miami. He's just a big dude, and all he wanted to do was wrestle. So he did what he did what he could. He moved down to Florida into the territory because Big Dust was his guy.
Yeah, facts. See, that was his man. And the story was how he bumped into Kevin Sullivan
at the gym.
And go figure, like somebody with a mind for the business like Scott Hall had just so happened to bump into like one of the very few, in my opinion, wrestling geniuses in Kevin Sullivan. It was just kind of,
I don't think that was coincidental. I think he was stuck. He was kind of scoping to see where these guys were going.
Yeah. I mean, and I think he had said that in an interview before that he knew, I moved down to Florida doing my thing. I'm at the gym. I know guys are around, so let me just see what can happen, man.
Exactly, and then his career took off from there, and he went as Big Scott Hall in the AWA. And he was one of their bigger names. I mean, yes, he did. He held the tag title with Kurt Perfect.
Yep.
And they were big, and then they all jumped. He went. Kurt Perfect went to New York.
Scott Hall went to Atlanta.
He went to Atlanta.
Sorry, he went down south. That's what it's New York and down south.
New York and down south. That's right. Yeah, we'll at least keep it. Yeah. And when he went, that's when he ran into again Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah. No, I think he bumped into DDP and AWA.
In AWA, but I mean, I think DDP was the one who got him his tryout.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I should have worded that different. I apologize. He gave him his tryout. He gave him his tryout and pitched him the whole diamond stud. That was all Scott Hall.
Yeah.
And
again, the mind for the business, man.
I was about to say that's where the mind comes in. He just wanted it. And he got it. I mean, it worked. I mean, he was a mid-carder, but hey, everybody got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, true.
And you got to start somewhere, and especially when he's tagging with this guy they called Oz. Wonder who that could have been.
Yeah. Him or Vinny Vegas. Never saw him in the same place twice.
No, never.
Right? I'm sorry, never saw him at the same place at the same time. I'm sorry. But yeah, never.
That's right.
Never saw them together, but Oz and Vinny Vegas had some similarities. Just a couple.
Well, we're thankful for you to be here for a little bit. You can show as much love as a bad guy as you want. I will be posting comments of any memories you guys have of Mr. Scott Hall. And I mean, a little off topic here, I'm waiting to get that delivery to go past Bridgewater State to see the Scott Hall sign. Because I'm telling you, I haven't been there in like a week. I can tell you right now, somebody put RIP over it. They had to have.
It's decorated or something.
I'd be disappointed if it wasn't. And if it wasn't, then campus cops took it down. I haven't been there.
Campus cops, yeah, true. Gotta love them all. Gotta love that old campus PD.
Yeah, campus PD. They don't mess around. But so then we went from the Diamond Stud to him going to New York. He went to New York. Now with this, he didn't have his gimmick.
No, this is probably my favorite part about him ending up with Vince. Man, you already know. You already know he was.
Go
working the
ahead.
gimmick
Go.
out.
The floor is yours on this one because
he was working the gimmick out and needed a name. Went to the. I don't know if he did this. It sounds a little, stereotypical kind of profiling type, but he went to our boy
Chico.
Our boy Chico was like, "Hey, I need a Hispanic sounding name that sounds like Razor, or that rhymes with Razor, goes with Razor." And Chico, probably without even a thought,
Ramon.
So my second thank you of the night goes to Tito Santana for
Tito Santana can get all the love he wants out of us.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Chico, that's our guy.
We'll do a Chico show one day, but
definitely.
But getting back to this, so
I have a special guest for the Chico show too, but we'll talk about that. Go ahead.
I may too, so we'll talk about that. But so he has his name, he has a look. He's working dark matches, still in his diamond stud unis.
Yeah, he was with the black and the vest and
the black vest, the shades, and the toothpick, man.
Did he have the toothpick as diamond stud too?
That's where the toothpick came from. Was from the diamond stud.
Diamond Dallas Page did suggest the toothpick.
That's right. I wonder how many Chinese restaurants he had to go to get one. But me, I just had to go to one.
I just had to go to one.
So he gets his look. He still has the same look. He has his new name. He's getting his tryout in dark matches here and there, but he needs a gimmick. So he goes to Vince. Vince is like, "Well, we need to give you a damn good gimmick, Scott. We need to give you a gimmick." So what does he do? He pulls a rabbit out of his head. You ever see Scarface? No.
Him or Pat Patterson.
I know.
Y'all can add me to that list too. I ain't never seen Scarface. I don't.
If you see Scarface, you will know. You will know.
I get the gist of it. I've never seen the movie all the way through, but I get it. It makes sense.
It does make sense. I mean, like when I first saw it, I'm like, is this like Scarface? But no. Then the vignettes came. After Vince cleared it and everything, the vignettes came, and that's where the world was introduced to Razor Ramon.
And I'm just glad
I come from the gutter.
I'm glad he didn't do them in Stanford either. I don't think there was any too many places he could have done the vignettes.
No. They had the Bucks to go down to Miami. It's like we're talking early '90s. They're like they're still riding high.
Yeah, that was pre-steroid trial Vince in '92.
Yes, they were riding high still on that. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So they were doing that's when they started doing vignettes outside of Stanford, I believe.
Yeah, I do believe the Razors were the first. Because I can tell you for a fact, Jive So Bro, that video was filmed in Stanford. That was in the early mid '80s. But yeah, Jive So Bro was definitely filmed in Stanford.
Yeah, it's all right. You ain't gonna get hated on if you haven't seen Scarface. So I'm just saying. But if you do get the chance to at least see a little bit of it, yeah, you'll know.
Yeah, I mean, Al Pacino won't do Scott Hall no justice, but
no. If you were to recast it in the '90s and do it, I'd pick Razor to be Tony Montana.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with that too. That's cool.
But it was great. I mean, just the vignettes alone, and they went on for like 4 to 6 weeks.
That's how you do it. Not none of this Veer Mahan bullshit that he got going now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they're going 4 to 6 months. Well, we're going on a year almost, huh?
Yeah, man. The Razors, all of them, it made you excited. Like they never said wasn't no coming soon. It was just, it was coming soon, but it was like with intent of putting somebody on TV.
Like this guy is for real.
Yep. That's what that was about. It wasn't like Glacier or whatever they've been doing with Elias. Veer ain't hell no, he ain't. Veer ain't coming. Don't tell Ryan Suter that though. Don't tell Ryan that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like vignettes back then meant something. It meant something.
DiBiase's, Mr. Perfect's, Razors, and those were, and I'm gonna go ahead and say in order: Mr. Perfect, Razor Ramon, Ted DiBiase.
Yep.
Vignette wise, just in my opinion.
I think the only recent vignettes that could ever come close, like we're talking recent now, would be Bray Wyatt when they had Bray coming back, and then possibly Del Rio, possibly. Even though I'm not a big on old Albert.
No.
But
I'm still trying to catch my own touchdown pass. I don't know how Mr. Perfect did it. I've been trying since like 1990 to catch my own touchdown pass. You and me both.
I remember that one.
Work, yeah.
Doing the perfect dive, calling his shot. That's Mr. Perfect. But Razors though just had something different to it, you know?
Yeah. It was a little more relatable.
It was a little more realistic. He made it realistic too.
It was.
Like he really sold that. I mean, for the long, we all thought he was Cuban. We all thought he was Cuban
until May 27th, 1996. Honestly.
Yep, and it was
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that, but it was then, and then when that interview that I previously brought up that was here on New England Cable News.
Yo, Casey, I see. I'm not. It's gonna be right here the whole show.
Man.
Right here the whole show. I might switch shoulders. That might be the only. But it might be. It's gonna be here the whole show.
So we get the vignettes, and that's where we get his whole persona. What this guy is all about. For me, what really did it was obviously, was the goal, the golden razor.
Knowing you, I thought you was gonna say the zebra print interior on the caddy convertible.
Oh, I was getting there. Got ahead of me a little bit. Yeah, the thing is, it's so funny because when you look back at it, it was a blanket.
It was.
It was a blanket because you could see it like sleeping off, and I'm like, oh, I saw it when I was watching the
doc.
When I was watching the doc, it's surreal to me too, man. But yeah, when I saw the doc and then I was looking, I'm like, hey, you mean that was a blanket the whole time?
And I can almost guarantee that the street they were on is exactly where that blanket was purchased too. So Miami,
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Like, you know what? Let me. How much is that? Just keep the change. You know.
And oddly enough, he actually gave probably indirectly gave Carlito his gimmick when he spit that peach into that dude's face.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part too. Yeah.
I take what I want, man.
Right.
And then he took another bite and he spit it into the camera.
Walked by, pushed the dude in the fountain.
Yeah, you wish you could go for a swim, man. Yeah, make it come true.
Yeah, those vignettes, man, they were classic.
They were classic, but then
all leading up to his Superstars debut against your guy.
That's right, the buzzsaw, Paul Van Dale. His debut. Yeah, he made the jobber to the stars. Really is
was everybody's job title back then. It's like entry level sports entertainer. That's
right, man. Jobber to the stars. But he can't
first televised Razor's Edge.
He really did. And then after that, we're gonna go on to his. I mean, he had some pretty high profile matches. I mean, he went up against Brett. When he was champion. We're going to go before that. All right, let's go before.
His first feud was with Macho Man.
Which is...
He looked the man dead in his face and told him, you need lessons in machismo. Flick.
Yeah.
To Randy Savage? Are you fucking serious? You talking to Randy Savage? And was getting put over on the house show circuit. Even got an MSG win against Macho Man. So you know
those don't come easy. They don't just give those away.
I mean, it could have been a little punishment from Vince.
It could have been, but we don't know.
But still, man, on TV, I'm 10, you 12 at the time, 1992. You coming at Macho Man? Bro, do you know who that is? That's Randy Macho Man motherfucking Savage.
He's already done it all.
Everything. All of it. And it was a little off-screen heat with them too.
Oh yeah.
Moving forward, I'm gonna get to that when we get.
We're gonna get to that. Oh yeah, we got plenty.
It was a little off-screen WrestleMania heat with them too.
Yes, there was. Yeah, but we're definitely gonna go into that. So he already started off with a big push. I mean, you can't get much bigger than that.
Yeah, they strapped the rocket. They just didn't turn that motherfucker on because I don't know what they thought it was. Your first pay-per-view setup was you team. Okay, your first
Go
feud
ahead.
was against Macho Man. Your first pay-per-view match, you were Ric Flair's tag team partner. First
Ric
pay-per-view
Flair.
match. Tag Rick. The only thing I can think of, the only pay-per-view debut I can think of that's better than that, Undertaker aside, is Fandango at WrestleMania 29. Like
Where he took out Jericho, yeah.
yeah. I mean, just not even. I'm not even talking about wins and losses. Just to be put in that spot out the gate on pay-per-view. Your partners, your main eventing Survivor Series with Ric Flair, Randy Savage, and Kurt Hennig. On your first, you ain't even been there. You still within your probation period, bro. You ain't even made your 90 days yet, and this is what they got you doing. You bet, yeah. Let's. And I was right there, from there. So, this is how you gonna book him. Y'all got something, and I'm with it. Let's go.
You're right, but I mean, so he even fits Vince's mold too. Big guy. So that's good. So okay, so then we get off of that, and he's still and what happens after that? He in the 90s add that part. Yeah, all right. It was in the 90s. Yes,
yes, it was.
Yes,
in the early 90s. Yeah. You're just getting over the whole red and yellow debacle, and you got to find somebody to put in his place. He held it down. He definitely held it down.
Yeah, I mean, it was huge, ginormous. It's a good shit.
It's such good shit. Such good shit.
Sorry, I had to throw Shyla a thing of kettle corn. So
come on here. Tell Big Sister, get her a whole kettle corn. We trying to do a show, man.
It's like literally right behind me. So
I know, right?
They said hi, babe.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go with that, so I don't get super kicked.
You're fine. Super kick. What's she gonna do? Kick your ankle?
Hey, work for Mick Foley. Foley.
So yes, we did bring that up. Yes, this is all. Most of this stuff is going to happen from 92 to and beyond. Just so we clear that up. I want to get that out of the way now.
Mm-hmm.
But so then after that feud, I believe they put him right up against Brett. Now
there's a little backstory to that. So the reason why Mr. Perfect was in the Survivor Series match was because dumb fuck ass Ultimate Warrior got fired. He was booked to take on Brett at the Royal Rumble in 1993, and this is about to spin off into a whole bunch of other shit that we talked about in season 1.
But that's okay. But we're gonna do that.
So, and I'm so thankful that this happened for Scott Hall. So Warrior was supposed to take on Bret Hart. Warrior was supposed to beat Bret Hart at the Royal Rumble for the title in 1993 to potentially either set up the rematch with Hogan, or the original plan, I believe, was for Scott Steiner
to set up. Wait a minute. I'm gonna stop you right.
Yeah, the red and yellow dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Kogan.
Kogan. Yes, Kogan. So Scott Steiner was supposed to be booked to win the Royal Rumble for Scott Steiner versus Ultimate Warrior main event at WrestleMania 9. Whew. I know. Thank God Scott Steiner didn't want to leave his brother lost in the shuffle. So next man up, since dumbass Warrior got fired for being a dumbass, and Kogan was saving Brutus from getting his face rearranged. Let's throw this Razor guy in there. He's been doing all right. He's been doing all right. Let's see if he's ready for the spot.
For the spot. And you want to know what's even what really sticks out to me about that whole matchup, and it has nothing to do with anything in ring. It was what they did with the poster. They misspelled Ramon.
Which poster?
The Royal Rumble poster that came out where they have Brett half of Brett's face and half of Razor's face.
I never noticed that.
And they misspelled. they probably went back and fixed it. They misspelled it instead of they put an E at the end of Ramon, as in like the band.
Well,
even I looked at that.
Was doing marketing back then. No, this was 1993.
Even that, I looked at it. I was
probably like in their 30s or late 20s or whatever. And
you mean Yeah, I'd listen to the Ramones, but I mean, you mean to tell me that they didn't cross that river into New York and met some Puerto Rican guy named Ramon? You kidding me? No,
Probably not though, because I mean, I'm probably not cross the river in it now. And with the locals, Vince and them in the office, nah.
well, you never know. But yeah. I mean, they put him against Brett.
That was actually not a bad match.
Not at all.
That wasn't really that really. I mean, the Royal Rumble from '93 doesn't get the love that it should. Honestly, I know it was the first post Terry Royal Rumble. Flair
Hogan
was gone. Flair was gone. Sid was gone. Warrior was gone. Macho Man was on his way out. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Flair wasn't gone. Flair was number 3 in that Royal Rumble.
That's right.
And got eliminated, and then had a career-ending match against Mr. Perfect that next night on Raw, and that's when he was.
I remember the career-ending match. But, that's when Heenan went nuts.
Yeah, he did.
Heenan went nuts at the end.
But I mean, the '93 Royal Rumble.
You're right. It doesn't get as much love as it should.
Right. I mean, it was a solid card. It was a really solid card, and that being, your semi-main before the actual Rumble event, it being set up with him attacking Owen and Brett getting pissed off about that, and he had a really good promo at the Sacramento Kings game one night. They had Razor in the skybox. The Kings was probably getting blown out too. '93, they were trash.
Yeah, they still are, but nothing's changed.
But yeah, he had cut a I think he had cut a promo with I want to say it was either Todd Pettengill or Sean Mooney during the Sacramento Kings game. Probably at the game for some promo.
Not the GOAT. It had to have been the GOAT.
Yeah, man. But that was a really solid match. It wasn't one-sided. It the way it was booked, you got to see, how Scott Hall, how Razor was against top-notch competition one-on-one, because a lot of people don't give his in-ring work the credit it deserves. You don't. I never saw a fall-away slam. I never saw a belly-to-back suplex from the second rope. I never never saw a choke slam until Scott Hall.
Scott Hall.
The man's moveset to be that size, ridiculous, and it doesn't get the credit. I don't think it gets.
No, it doesn't get. And I'll tell you this right now: as a 12, 13-year-old boy with little brothers, don't think that my brothers didn't eat a fall-away slam.
Oh man!
Or my personal favorite, the Razor's Edge.
Yeah, another very innovative. I'm a powerbomb guy. Period. So
yeah,
I've always been a powerbomb guy. But yeah, man, the Razor's Edge. That was another one, just different, innovative.
Yes, but better than the Rumble we just had. Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
This one this year, we're not even about to. What else?
We're not talking about that right now. Right, we're talking about Razor.
Eventually, we'll get to our Rumble.
We're gonna get to all that, guys. Once again, we're still on the Scott Hall show. For those of you just joining us, please, jump in with your comments, your memories, anything you got, man. I mean, we're up for it. That's what we're here for. I mean, we've got a lot to cover because this is
what we're doing. Man, we haven't even gotten to
the. Well, we're getting to the upset right now.
Right. We ain't even got to the meat and potatoes yet.
No. This is just your little appetizer. Just
hold on. Oh, I was about to say what upset. See, I got
the upset.
I got tequila in the solo cup today. Forgive me. I got tequila in the solo cup today.
Man, I'm the lush right now. Anyway, but
I'm celebrating my 316.
Because we all know what comes after 316. St. Pat's. What? But yes.
2 days of drinking.
But yes, the upset. The
upset that actually, oh man.
Nobody saw it coming.
No. We saw this dude change names 17 weeks in a row.
17 weeks in a row. Lightning Kid, L Kid,
Abandoned Kid,
and then
whatever the
Kid.
hell his name was, Snotty Nose Kid, Punk Kid, whatever the hell his name was. He was L Kid because he kept taking losses. I know that was probably.
He really was an L Kid for like the longest time, and then sure enough, that one night on Raw where he upset pinned Scott Razor with and he came out as the 1, 2, 3 kid.
I always wondered what the booking was behind that. Like, was that like, hey, I like this kid, let's give him a push, or probably like I don't know, like what I wonder. I never heard like the backstory to the book, and it sucks now that Scott's Garden we can't hear his side of it, man.
No, you're right.
I'm gonna dig. I'm pretty sure there's an interview or shoot out there somewhere. If you're watching and you like to Google or YouTube shoot interviews, if you can find the shoot interview or find any interview talking about the booking of this upset match, if you in our group, post it in the group. If you got my info outside, let me know.
Link it to the Facebook, Facebook. Link it to YouTube, whatever you need to. And speaking of which, guys, while you're there, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I haven't done that yet, but we got a lot on our minds this week. But the upset.
If you can, and just one more thing, if y'all out there looking, if you can beat me to it, that'll be a plus too. Because I'm quick as shit. I'll probably find it before we get off air tonight.
Most likely. Most likely, but the upset. I remember that night, that watching Raw that night. I just thought it was a throwaway match,
man. Right? Because that may have been. I think that was the first time I had ever seen a jobber win.
Yeah,
because Barry Horowitz was after.
It was after. It was later on down the line. I popped for that because it was Barry Horowitz, and I had been watching him get his ass whooped since I was like 7 years old. So. Yeah, I've been watching him get his ass whooped for probably a little bit longer, but yeah.
Week in and week out.
Bottom line is, I never seen that man win. So
it was him and the Brooklyn Brawler I was waiting for, and they gave us, 1, 2, 3 kid first, which was still cool.
It was. I mean, we all just like
the moonsault was botched because I don't think he was supposed to kick him in his forehead. He caught him in the forehead with the shin pad. But either way,
yeah, we saw that. But then it went to the next week where it was the $10,000 challenge.
No, that was some weeks after.
Yeah, it's a couple. Not next week.
It got up to.
It got built up because he was getting.
It was like 2,500, then $5,000, and 7,500, then $10,000, and he ended up stealing the money.
He stole the money and ran, and that was the beginning of the face turn.
Yes,
guys. Guess what? We have our third man. Boss, what's up, man?
What up,
man? 2K came out. We've been waiting.
Man, don't even talk to me about no goddamn 2K. I ain't even bought it yet, man.
I haven't. When you buy it, if while you're waiting for it to download, the only thing you can do is play Roman versus Big E. So that's all I can do. But we've been doing that all day, bro.
I'm good. I'll just wait for it to finish so I can go straight in and create my guy and everything. Yeah,
I can't wait to see all that. They got everything else grayed out, and that really sucks. Yeah,
you'll be all right.
Where y'all at with it?
We just started. We just got to the upset.
The upset.
The 1, 2, 3 kid match. We just got there.
Yeah.
And then we're now. Yep. Then we're getting right into his face turn because this is right after. I'm gonna whatever. Right after 6 stole the money. So
6. 1, 2,
right after he stole the money, and then DiBiase started, and DiBiase started jumping all over Razor about him being irresponsible with his money, how this would never happen to him, and then that's when the face turned, when Razor turned face.
Yep,
that's when it really got fun.
Oh yeah. Face Razor was probably don't get me wrong, Heel Razor
was great,
phenomenal.
Yes.
But Face Razor was just, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Razor was like the first tweener probably because he still had some of the heel in him, but he was a face. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
He wasn't, he was like a hybrid heel, I guess, or a hybrid that leaned face or one of the two. But because like he still, like I said, he still has some of the heel in him. But he was just a little more, fan friendly until that bell rang,
Yeah, he was still threatening the timekeeper with his gold and all that. Yes. Yeah, those were heel things, but he did face stuff in the ring.
It's so funny because I get you guys know I do the belt for my trivia nights and everything. I did it last night when I gave
something happens to this.
Something happened to my gold Chico. something gonna happen to you, man.
Right. That's a whole threat, man. The whole threat.
It really is.
And he did it every match.
Every match. The 4 timekeeper didn't matter till every match. I don't give a damn what Stone Cold does hear me say it. He got just as many good knees as I do. So he could, if you don't want to face KO, damn it, my bookings are open. Let's get it.
We're not talking about Stone Cold today. We're talking about Razor Ramon. But I mean, so we go from there, and then Hall, Razor, and the 1-2-3 Kid are now thrown together as somewhat of a package deal. After that, because I think it was they took on Money Inc., if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that was the portion of his career where he went to the store. He had to take his little brother with him. That's what the equivalent of that team was. Take your brother with you. You want to go to the ring? Take your brother with you.
Pretty much. I mean,
he's tagged up. Take your brother with you.
Yeah, you're right. And not for nothing, Waltman had like the sickest mullet back then.
Oh man, yeah, he's up there. He's definitely. He might be on. Yep, Mount Mullet. We got to do
Mullet Mountain.
Mullet more. Yeah, we got to do a mullet. So. But he definitely was. And just to have that dynamic, that was like the perfect speed, power. How I really feel like tag teams should be. Like 2 power guys is cool. 2 small guys, that's cool. But just like that perfect balance, speed and power, they were at that time when everybody was just being thrown together. And
that was a good pairing.
Marty Jannetty and Bob Sparkplug Holly were a damn team, for crying out loud. So Razor and the Kid.
So was Marty Jannetty and Al Snow. I mean, Leaf Cassidy or whatever the hell.
Oh man, that's another blunder. But yeah, man. I mean, and it worked. It helped elevate Waltman to into like a terrible heel turn of his own. Because here Razor is going to saving your ass from Ted DiBiase, and then down the line you end up working for this dude. So yep. I mean, but it kind of pushed him. It kind of gave him his own, let him be who he is, and it also helped Razor kind of work his way up the ladder. No foresight or pun intended, but but it did kind of help him work his way up the ladder as well. Just as a top guy.
I still remember, and I'm just gonna kind of fast forward a little bit past all of that right now, and just say that I remember I was at a buddy's house. I was during vacation week watching Monday Night Raw, sleep over at my buddy's house, because the big thing was Razor's fighting for the Intercontinental belt. So Razor's fighting for the Intercontinental belt. That's right. I was waiting for that. So I just remember, man, we were amped. I mean, we were fucking WWF out in the yard and everything before, and coming in all pizza, Mountain Dew, and Monday Night Raw. So it's like, all right, let's get it. So we sat right there and we watched it. And let me tell you, when Razor won that title, I don't think there was anybody on that block who didn't hear us screaming at the top of our lungs.
Was that the week before they had a battle royal, and whoever was the last 2 left?
I believe it was
him and Rick Martel.
I was going to say it was Martel.
Him and Rick Martel. I could tell you down to the outfit. Razor was wearing baby blue and Martel was wearing pink.
Pink, yep.
Or it might have been the other way around. But I know it was some pretty pink and baby blue going on. But yeah, man. And that was another, like, honestly, I wouldn't have been upset if Martel would have won that match.
No, we wouldn't have been on. But that was his crown. That right there was his crowning achievement right there.
As a singles, yeah.
As a singles,
yes. As a singles, yeah. And then, that again,
that was definitely the high point.
Like, you're not gonna get no bad match out of Rick Martel
at all.
And he was the perfect dude to put in that situation with him at that time, because I think Brett was still champ. He wasn't really back and forth with nobody yet. I don't even think. I
don't even think Michaels was.
This was his second run with it, and I don't think he was because they were still doing Raw at Manhattan Center.
Yep.
At that point, they were still doing Raw at the Manhattan Center, where they had to put all the equipment on the elevator and shit, the rain together like that. It was bad. But yeah, that was probably one of my favorites because I'm a big battle royal guy anyway.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Always love battle royals. That's Andre the Giant's fault. But yeah, that one just the stipulation I had never seen. Last two, y'all gotta wait. Now, damn that. Get a ref out here. Let's do this right now. And that was the attitude they had. Like, fuck all that. Get a referee. Let's do this shit now. We've been out here a half hour already. I got 5 good minutes left. Let's do it.
Because remember, at that time, the title was vacated.
Yeah.
Vacated held the title.
The greatest champion ever. Vacant.
Ever.
The greatest champion ever. Push Vacant to get. We need to put Vacant in the filler segment Hall of Fame.
Done.
But yeah, that was when Michaels had failed his wellness policy and got stripped.
Yep, and they stripped him of his title.
Yeah, because
that's when they had
93. Yeah, that was the setup for WrestleMania 10.
Mm-hmm. Because when Razor won, that was the setup. Because I remember Michaels coming in with his belt, saying, "Well, I'm the real champion because I've never lost it."
Right. I love when that happens. Last time that happened was when they did was when it was Punk and Cena. It was Punk first started using Cult of Personality, but no different topic. But yeah, that was the setup for WrestleMania 10. That was a really good way to kind of make that happen.
So they put Razor and Shawn up against each other at WrestleMania 10 in what I call the greatest ladder match ever. I
don't care how high they were. That was a great match.
It really was, especially for where they both were in their careers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was like, to me, that was the Steamboat Savage match.
Of the 90s.
Of the 90s, yes.
Of the 90s, yes.
Of the 90s.
Steamboat Savage of the 90s. I'm pretty sure Ms. Mikey will agree with that one. And a bunch of other people, too. But
we have to throw that one in there in the 90s.
Yeah, that was definitely the Steamboat Savage of the 90s. Like every decade, every era of WrestleMania has had
that
a match of that caliber, or just the show stealing match just in general. And that one, for it to have been at WrestleMania 10, for it to have been at Madison
in the Garden,
how people hold the Garden to a standard. So for them to perform like that, like I said, I don't give a damn how high they were, because they were fucked up during that match. But
like brutal,
man, they put on a show. It's one part of the match, I want to say, early, and they doing a crisscross, I believe, and they run smack into it, full speed, run smack into each other, man. First time I realized it, I was like, yo, how are y'all continuing on with this, man? Because they can't feel a damn thing. and didn't remember it. Didn't remember the match until they went back and watched it back again. But wasn't no post-match. They was fucked up.
Listen, the only thing post-match I remember was Razor with both belts. Now, that iconic pose.
That was a botch too, because he fell off the ladder.
You're welcome.
Damian Sandow voice. Yeah, but he fell off the ladder with both belts and then got back on. But I think he was supposed to grab them both and stay on. But after all of that.
After that, come on.
Yeah, there wasn't no.
Come on.
He was on spaghetti noodles at the end of that one.
I mean, they fought a war. That was a war.
Yes. Yes.
Not many matches you can say that, but that was a war. But, great match. And, just led on to other things from there for old Razor.
He was also a part of that SummerSlam in '94 when he came out with Walter Payton. That was dope too.
Oh, I was waiting for that.
Yeah,
I actually thought Arthur would bring that up there, Mr. Chicago. Mr. Chicago Bear.
You didn't know that, Arthur?
No, I did, but it didn't pop in my head.
It was Razor Diesel at SummerSlam '94. It was the first event ever held at the United Center. Like Vince got a check from the United Center before the Bulls shot a layup. But yeah, man, I really thought that was kind of like, to me, that was kind of like him solidify and like his face turn. Like when you got celebrity attention and they rocking with you, damn it, you're somebody.
I remember the promos. I remember seeing the little like promos like on Raw or like when they did like the WrestleMania like preview like shit like with Mean Gene and everything, the pre-recorded promos. You got me, you got the bad guy, and we got Sweetness. I'm like, yep. You walk him down to the ring and everything.
Yo,
Here's a suggestion.
Looking for that shirt. I'm still looking for that shirt too that they was wearing with the big razor face. And I was telling one of the homies at work yesterday about it. But I'm looking for that shirt too. Live reaction video that Letterman. Yo, I wouldn't mind. I would not mind. Even though everybody knows what's gonna happen.
Just seeing it again is just
it'll be like watching it for the first time for me because I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember it was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. It was super great. But yes, yeah. I remember the Walter Payton match. Go ahead.
Can we talk about the curtain call?
That's where I was going.
Can we talk about the curtain call?
So we all know that the contracts were up and all the behind the scenes stuff with the guaranteed money with Razor and Diesel, because that's what we're gonna call them until we get into the next phase. With Razor and Diesel. After the match, it was I believe it was it Diesel and Michaels fighting? In the cage. In the cage.
Razor had H that night. He had H that night.
He had H.
Had MSG. But yeah,
and then at the end of the show, somebody snuck in a handy cam.
Right. Super ass illegal activity for what was that, 1995? Was that 95?
Like 90? Yeah, it was 95. Yeah, it was 95 because that's when. All right, well, somebody's gonna go to bed after this, so curtain call. But yes, the curtain call. Well, yeah, it was like 94, 95, something like that. You know what?
I'm laughing at the.
So, anyways, yeah, I know I am too.
But yeah,
I'm gonna find out.
I'm actually looking now.
All right, while y'all looking, I'll explain what the curtain call was to me.
Thank you.
I didn't know too much wrestling terminology at the time, but that's when I finally heard the word kayfabe. And then I was like, okay, what is that? And then, somebody was explaining to me that, like, even when they not at the show, they got to act like they good guys and bad guys. They don't hang out with each other and all that. I did not know wrestling was that serious. I really took it like, I said TV, After the show, the guy that plays Batman has a dinner with the guy that plays the Joker. I did not know that they weren't supposed to be hanging around each other. I actually thought that was kind of silly that someone got in trouble for that.
Yo, quick, unrelated kayfabe story, just to your point. I heard a story about Flair and Steamboat and how one time they was traveling from town to town. They saw each other at a 7-Eleven and had to stage a fight just to keep it kayfabe for the fans. So
stage a fight.
Yeah, like they saw each other at 7-Eleven. That shit was on site, bro. Like
on site, I know.
Shit was on site. Like, yo, I'm coming here to get, you know what I'm saying, a 2-liter and some chips, and here your ass come. What's up, dude? I'm about to whoop your ass in front of the Slurpee machine.
And a few people got a free show out of that, so that was great.
Yeah. Especially if you're a fanboy, man, it's over with.
That's exactly why they did it.
I'd have grabbed another bag of chips and been like, okay.
Kayfabe almost got killed way before the curtain call, though.
And
almost.
Curtain call was May 1996.
Yeah, May, from the source I have, says the 17th or the 17th or the 19th, from the 17th, somewhere between that. They're not exactly sure what date.
No, I don't give a damn about the day. I just want the year.
May 1996
is the day kayfabe officially died. Really.
I was unaware of backstage politics until then. When I saw your boy H get beat by the Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania, I just looked at it like, oh well, that's the Ultimate Warrior. I did not know that was a punishment.
Yeah,
that's when I really found out about stuff like that. I did not know that they did stuff like that.
Yep, WrestleMania 12, and then
And then H had to pay the price with that hog pen match with the Godwins, no?
The Godwins, yeah. But Razor was supposed to be a part of it was supposed to be him versus Goldust in that backyard, that backlot brawl instead of Piper. I don't know if Razor got hurt or something, but that's what happened. She can Hacksaw Jim Duggan almost killed kayfabe in 1985 or 86 or some shit. 87. I think they was traveling it was like WrestleMania 3, so like 1987.
Yeah.
These dumb motherfuckers got busted with cocaine in the car.
Sheik and Hacksaw and cocaine in the car.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know about. I'm just saying that is ridiculous, man. Oh boy.
You're right. Iron Sheik, just any Iron Sheik story, man. That's where I get my hashtag from, because he quick to say fuck Hulk Hogan. I love the Iron Sheik for that.
Hulk Hogan.
But yeah, man. Not even. What sucks about the whole them leaving is that they wanted to stay.
No, they wanted to stay, but they got the guaranteed money and the guaranteed dates, which Vince could not promise them.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And to quote Scott Hall and Chief J Strongbow, this is one of my favorite. I hear this and y'all said Chief J Strongbow told me, this industry, you can make friends or you can make money. He said, I looked at Kev, I looked at Kid, he said, I got enough friends. Time to make some money.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I mean, I don't blame him, but at the same time,
Boom.
like, could you think of, like, imagine what Vince would have had if they stayed.
I mean, you can play that game all day.
Even I believe that the Attitude Era still would have went on as it was had they been there. You could have easily have repackaged Razor Ramon and still kept him Razor Ramon, but you know what I'm saying. You could have did a little something different with Diesel, and still have it, because they probably would have came up with the shit themselves.
They would have. They probably would have came up with the shit themselves. As they had, why wouldn't they?
Them staying probably would have got Razor a title run too. Because
I was gonna say
he was already a 4-time Intercontinental Champion. Like, we haven't even talked about that. We ain't talked about nothing but one of his title wins. He was a 4-time Intercontinental Champion. First ever 4-time Intercontinental Champion.
And I'm gonna post a fact with the what if. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been it would have been over a lot quicker had they not gone down.
It's a bigger ripple. It wouldn't have been no war without them going over there first. It would
have been over for WCW a lot sooner had they not went down.
Okay. So, and then, like I said, if you just go like you just add them to the roster that the WWE would have ended up having, or you go butterfly effect. And I'm gonna go butterfly effect. You might not ever have a Stone Cold Steve Austin at that point.
Yeah, you would have, because
I think you would have.
You don't put Ordonez in the King of the Ring tournament. They was too big. That might have been the main event for the title.
Okay, the click ain't powerful enough to get H out of that losing that King of the Ring title. That King of the Ring opportunity.
Because he wouldn't have lost it. They wouldn't have left. It wouldn't have been no reason to take it from him.
So then Stone Cold doesn't have the 316 promo today.
Or does he? It could have been Triple H taking the L instead of Jake the Snake. Just because you getting pushed don't mean you gotta win. You can get pushed and still lose.
You get me though? There's a lot of variables, but I hear you. If everything goes that y'all saying, the way y'all saying, oh no, WWE stacked at that point.
And but you still got
the click in the back, bro, and they pulling strings, bro.
Yeah, but they wasn't punking Vince like they was punking Eric Bischoff though. They wasn't doing that. Vince, I mean, you see what happened already. Leave. I can make another one just like you. And guess what he did? When they left, he made 2 more just like it.
Blame that shit on Jim Ross, and the rest is history. Man, Jim, you can tell when Jim being lied on, because he's so straight talking when he's on the booth. He's like not trying to step on no toes or nothing. And he's embarrassed at what he sees. Because he knows we know that these are not these people.
If I'm going to fault Jim Ross,
I remember that Survivor Series. That Survivor Series with Fake Diesel and Fake Razor. It was either Jim Ross or it was Vince or somebody who was on that much. Jim Ross is like, he has just as right to be called Razor Ramon as the next guy does, and I'm like, oh.
and they had the nerve to put these two motherfuckers in. He had the nerve to put these two motherfuckers in a Royal Rumble too. At that, I think that was like the '95 Rumble. It's Razor Ramon. Come on, man. We know that's not no goddamn Razor Ramon. We know that's not. We know Isaac Yankum. You not Diesel my ass. We not. Come on, man. Come on.
And then Razor got a little fat. That's what I was like. Razor got a little fat. Like, that's not. I remember because my sister's boyfriend at the time was watching it with me because he was just coming through, and I was like, "That is not Razor Ramon." He's like, "Yeah, it is." I'm like, "Dude, no, it's not." No. My sister pokes her head out, doesn't watch wrestling. She's like, "Look, if anybody knows it's my brother, that is not Razor Ramon."
Yeah. So let me tell you something else about the Scott Hall effect. Y'all, you guys, anyone that watch the show knows I'm pro WWE. I don't be watching AEW or nothing like that. I was the same way back in the day with WCW. Now I'd watch WC. You know, it's a Saturday morning main event and went off. You catch some WCW. You in the wrestling, so you watch a little bit more, bro. When I seen Scott Hall show up, that was the first time I ain't abandoned WWE, but I made time to start watching Nitro after that point. That was the only wrestler that ever made. Punk couldn't do it. Shit, Hardy not gonna do it. You know, all these guys that like defected somewhere else, they never could pull me, but Scott Hall did. It wasn't when I saw Kevin Nash, it was when I saw Scott Hall.
May 27th, 1996.
This is what I was waiting for. Go ahead.
You know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here.
Yeah. He jumps the barricade.
Man,
interrupts
the dude was the soul of the NWO. The soul of the NWO, that whole bad guy persona and rep. Without Scott Hall, it doesn't work at all. Scott Hall. People can like the black. We'll call him the black and white guy. People can like the black and white guy. They can love Nash because he was the former champion or whatever. But Scott Hall,
Hollywood Kogan,
the core of that.
Hear me when I say this.
Go ahead.
This might go over a lot of people's heads, but if you like me and you like to mesh worlds together, you're gonna understand this. Scott Hall to professional wrestling was what Allen Iverson was to professional basketball to the NBA.
Yeah, that's fair.
Only by circumstance, though. Had it been Kevin that left first, it would have been Kevin. But Scott Hall showed up first. Scott Hall was the one that cut the promo that changed the entire culture of what we know as professional wrestling today. Just like Allen Iverson did to the NBA. Scott Hall was the one that made it cool again for people to start watching professional wrestling. Simply because his contract ended first. And to no fault of his, but simply because his contract ended first and he was able to go and do what he went and did. Like
he had a fire to set. He had a whole fire to set. It wasn't no time to wait for his brother.
And boy, did he set that motherfucker ablaze.
No, he poured gas, got the flamethrower, and just watched it.
He made millions and millions and millions of people think, oh shit, Vince sent this man to really Vince really sent this man to WCW to do.
To this day, people still think that. To this day.
Like Vince, you sent your best two dudes down there to word? Because like when you really think about how all of this started, it was three former Vince McMahon guys. 3 former Vince McMahon guys. You know what I'm saying? Like granted, Hall and Nash got their start elsewhere and they was with WCW beforehand, but they weren't who they were until Vince
got a hold of them.
Vince made them stars.
Yeah.
I like the Diamond Stud, but I love Razor Ramon more.
We talked about
the Diamond Stud.
We definitely.
Hey, I know.
And that guy they called Oz.
Yeah, I was just saying. I'm pretty sure Oz Vinny came Vegas. Up, but we love
Vinny Vegas. But yeah, it's like
you know what I'm saying. But like, I mean, Scott Hall deserves the credit for not only starting the Monday Night War, but just really, I mean, and he didn't really start it. Started like his promo was kind of what kicked it off. It was Eric Bischoff.
Yeah,
that threw the first.
I have no problem giving him credit for starting it though, because I didn't know we was in a war until I seen a WWE superstar. I know he wasn't, but I'm a kid at the time. a WWE superstar sitting over there, bro. And they wasn't all about talk, bro. How many times did you see him and Hollywood and Nash and the Giant eventually just beat up the whole roster?
Everybody.
And I loved it. I love watching good guys go by the wayside because they've been on top too long.
Yep. Really made me smile when they whooped Lex Luger's ass, but we ain't gonna.
My moment.
Yeah,
you know my moment.
I think that's unanimous across the board.
That's unanimous here.
That's unanimous across the board. Yeah, if I can get him one more time before he retires,
Lawn dart followed by Randy Savage with his head sticking out the limo guys pulling off, and that's unscripted. It was chaos.
Somebody book Omos versus Rey Mysterio just for like a house show. I don't care. A Falls Count anywhere. I don't give a damn.
I just want to see the lawn dart one more time.
That's what I'm saying. So I need Omos. I need Omos versus Rey Mysterio in a backlot brawl. That's what I need.
But yes, I remember that. I remember the lawn dart incident because I guess somebody called the cops because they thought it was a legit.
The people who live near the arena.
It wasn't an arena. It wasn't the arena. They were at Disney.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they were at MGM.
They were at Disney.
Disney Resort. Yeah.
Someone called the cops thinking it was a gang fight, and then they all showed up, and it was like, oh.
And that just makes it that much better.
That exactly
makes it that much realer. You see the real cops, and you see Rey Mysterio laying on the ground, crumpled. I mean, it's a good night. It's a good night. Bro, I was so done, and it's like I seen Kevin pick. I'm like, wait, man, get out my head, and then he just threw him, and it was sweet satisfaction.
And you know what? Thank Larry Zbyszko for calling it what it was. He said he threw him like a lawn dart. Thanks, never left my mind. I can still hear you say it. I can still hear his
living legend himself.
The side of that trailer. Yes,
Larry was great.
Yeah, he was. We appreciate
his whole feud with Scott Hall was A+ to me. It was great.
Yes,
that was a good one. That
was back when they would let a feud simmer. They didn't just get into it for no reason one week and then fight the next week. That was weeks of back. You know what I mean? Like Scott Hall come out and say some slick shit. Zbyszko hear him, and so all night Zbyszko on the mic saying some slick shit till next thing you know, Scott Hall back out there. You know what I mean? Like it was
at the announcer booth or in the ring with a mic.
In the ring or whatever, paintbrushing whoever. I love that. Paintbrush. While they were down right in the back of the head.
Who was that he flicked a toothpick and it got stuck in a beard or something? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I gotta find that, bro. It was so
hilarious. Was that in WCW?
Yeah, Scott Hall was getting to somebody, bro, and it stuck in wherever he flicked it, and it was him and Hall thought it was so funny, bro, and it was.
Was it Mortis? Was it Mortis, Wrath, or Mortis?
No. They were just mocking them two.
Yeah,
it could have been like
they mocked Wrath and Mortis so bad, bro.
Yeah, they did.
Roadblock or
Chronic.
Imagine being in a feud against Hall and Nash, in which your gimmick is you basically don't talk, and you know how they like to get down on people, man. It wasn't fair. And then you're not gonna beat them in the ring. That outsiders,
no,
you know. They come to the ring with the boss. Like, how do you think this is fair? Right. They come to the ring with the boss. Like, look, man, we finna fuck you over real good and pay you.
Maybe.
Yeah, that was the thing about Hall. I mean, about Hall too. He wasn't like one of those Bret Hart wrestlers that literally took it like, I gotta win every match. My losses suck. Scott Hall, if the money right and the situation right, you take that pin 1, 2, 3. And we already covered that. He made a star out of Sean Waltman with that, you know.
Sure did.
But yeah, you know, he wasn't just all like he bitched about not getting his world title shot, which he didn't get, and I still don't know why he didn't get it. But I'm pretty sure
he got one against Bret Hart at the Royal Rumble in 1993.
And he got another one against. He got another one against Sting in WCW at one point too.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he got a shot. Yeah. I used to equate winning that 90-man battle royal to like basically being a guaranteed title run. Though he was the first person I saw winning.
World War III. He didn't win the first one. Savage won the first one. I think Scott Hall won the second or third. But
it was something like at one point the Giant, Hall, and Nash won.
World War III. Completely forgot. I completely forgot he won World War III.
Bro, he complained about it too. He said, "Remember when you win that blah 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 match?" He's like, "And you get a title shot."
Then it was
what happened to that?
Yeah.
Bischoff standing right there too. You see what I mean? I think my mind's cloudy, but I know he used to call his shots like. And I thought about that, like, damn, I was getting him a little time to set it up for him to get it, but they never gave him his title shot for that. That was down the line when he got them shots, and he didn't wear the gold, as we all know. Like, man, it was his time. He was hot.
Yeah. He should have. I think he should have won before he left. Before he left WWE.
Yeah, but it's the call of that money.
Give it to him. So yeah, definitely. And I think Hulk Hogan had a lot to do with that.
Yeah,
of course.
Doesn't
you
work
coming out
brother.
with this dude every week, and he's what's holding you down because he thinks he should be the only one with the belt.
Right.
Except for the 4 days that Nash had it.
And remember, with those 4 days that Nash had it, why did Nash have that belt? Because Scott Hall came down with a taser and electrocuted Goldberg, and then he tried to be slick about it, going hiding his face in the yellow security shirt. He's like,
right, like we didn't know that ponytail any damn way.
I saw Scott Hall expose Goldberg before. Like Goldberg didn't realize like promos are real things, and he said something. He basically told him you're next, and Scott Hall like, and then what? You know what I mean? Like basically he wanted him to keep talking, but Goldberg didn't have nothing else. He was just you're next, and they erupted. But he was exposing them in the ring one week. It's like I was watching this documentary. It was so good. They were talking about Goldberg.
Yeah, all right. So before Ms. Bell goes, she didn't know that the work Hall and Nash did in support of wrestlers and their contracts until a few years ago. They're the ones who started it all.
Money.
They started it all.
Yeah. Let me put myself on before I can see if I can get this bread for you.
The gift and the curse. They made Hogan probably was the first to get paid like that, but
Hogan was not the first to get paid like that. It was Hall.
They guarantee. They were all. I'm pretty sure Hogan contract had to be.
Nash was the first ones to get guaranteed money.
They got guaranteed money.
And he
first.
was just the one that got the best one. Then after that, right? Okay, right, but basically, you know how that falls. But yeah, that guaranteed money, and while it sounds good, like I want everybody to get what they worth, but you see, like when you have so much guaranteed money on the table in the end of WCW days. You realize that's why the product was bad, because they didn't have to perform like they want to, because they were going to get paid anyway.
Right. And that's when Vince bought them out, a lot of people sat out their contracts instead of going back to work immediately because they were going to get paid anyway.
Exactly.
Like they forgot how the business works. People don't see you on TV for 3 years. Yeah, you might get a pop real quick, but they into what they've been watching for the last few weeks.
Right.
Yeah. Well, nobody too big to be forgotten,
All right, now here's what I think. I think Hall should have gotten a title shot on the survey alone.
Yeah.
You tell me that that Billy was never silent when he came out. Mm-hmm. Hey yo.
Mm-hmm. He had the crowd right here.
That's what it was. Every time.
Every single time.
Grab the mic. One more time. Get the mic. And still be screaming, hey, yo.
It was a week by
week. That's what Vince taught him. That's what Vince taught him. Make him wait. Don't just rush right out there. Let your music play. Make him wait.
Make him wait. That's what his whole entrance was about back in the F.
Yeah.
In the F.
He had a week by week meter of how the crowd, like how the whole temperature of wrestling was at the time. Because remember when he first did it, did you come to see the NWO? They losing their minds. But you remember by the time Sting got hot and then Goldberg was coming up, the cheers, it was boos, because they was waiting for somebody from WCW to come take that title. To come do something to him. Like, it wasn't like bad. It was like you could see that this storyline was progressing, and that the fans were eventually tired of NWO. They wanted to see somebody rise. You had your DDPs and everybody out there. I liked that fact. He kept coming out there with that, hey, yo. He just it shows you exactly the temperature of the whole crowd.
So he knew what he was doing. This goes back to the whole wrestling mind, the mind he had for this business that we talked about before he jumped on. It was way too advanced. It was before his time. I'll say it. Before his time. And you know it paid off. Good night, Ms. Bell. You got school tomorrow, so you can teach the kids about Scott Hall.
Yeah. Hey, catch you later. Later, Miss Bell.
Go get a pack of toothpicks, and I want to see them flicking them shits by the end of the week.
Yeah.
You got 2 days.
Right.
Yeah.
Better get with
all them guys in WCW, old Scott Hall, a lot of money. They was throwing cash around. How much was Glacier's entrance? A week?
too much goddamn money.
Like they were all out. I mean, I don't know what Ted Turner was on, but he was down with them spending his money like crazy. And Hall, them open that Bret Hart got in on that money. Remember when he was like the biggest signing when he went over, got in on that money, cost him his career, but he got paid.
Yeah, Bret signed for like $5 million, I think. Something it was big for what it was.
Something big, and then Berg concussed him, and that was that.
Yeah, it was about $5 million. I remember that number being. But that was started from that Scott Hall shit. Bret traditional. If none of that guaranteed money went around like that, and Bret just wanted to jump, he just followed the rules that were always in place.
Yeah, sit out my 90 days and then come and do what I need to do.
Yeah,
and I mean we can't overlook the fact that he was a multi-time tag team champion in WCW. Also, yeah, it was like 10 or more. I know that.
Yeah. Oh, the outsiders kept winning that, man.
That, and then he won the U.S. title a couple times too.
Yeah, yes, he did. Which also used to guarantee you a world title shot. Like when you were U.S. champ, you were the number one contender.
You're the number one contender all the time.
Didn't happen. Didn't happen until later on down the line when he got his title shot against the Stinger, and this was towards kind of what I want to call like the decline of the whole of him, like him and the company. Really, I think as Scott Hall went, the company went.
Yeah,
because remember he was fighting his demons. They exploited that, which I think was a very bad idea.
Yeah, too much talk about it on TV. I really didn't care that much for
too much talk. I mean, I remember
about his life.
I remember the incident with the Lex Luger match, where they all came out of the locker room. Bischoff, Nash had a break character because that's when Red and Black were fighting with a black and white. And then he puked on Bischoff. I remember that, man, on TV.
I thought that was a work too.
We all thought it was a work, but nah, man, that was for real. That was for real, and they exploited it, and that was the downfall right there, all around. Yeah, you know, for both WCW and Scott Hall. I mean, it was sad to look at. I mean, at the time, yeah, we thought it was a work. Okay, it was funny, haha. But now looking back, it's like, Jesus, why?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll go crazy with why, for real. I don't know how to be any more articulate, but we will, bro. Oh, you'll go crazy with the whys. Like, it doesn't make sense to do that. No,
it doesn't make sense.
Well,
I mean,
back when. Go ahead.
I mean, I know it was all about it was ratings. Mm-hmm. You know, who's gonna be the next one to push the envelope? Who's gonna do it? Is Vince gonna do it, or is Bischoff gonna do it? So it was kind of like, you know, I get why they did it, but it's like, you know, looking back, it's like, man, was it necessary?
No, I don't think it was.
It did nothing positive or good towards any angle or nothing. It just. Wow, Scott Hall's an alcoholic. I didn't know that. Right. That's it. Yeah. But to get back when we were on outsiders, I wanted to touch on the outsiders.
Go ahead, man.
Back then, tag teams to me like had to have a thing. Like, you know how they'll just throw Ziggler and Rude together now, and that's just a tag team. Back then there were the Steiners, you know, LOD, well, they were called the Road Warriors or whatever.
The Hollywood Blondes, the American Males.
Till I saw till the Steiners or LOD to me were like basically the top tag teams until I saw Hall and Nash tag up, and I could not believe it.
Thought you was gonna say Techno Team 2000. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I mean, and they were beating the Steiners. I mean, and then it got so it was getting funny to me because next thing I knew that they used the Freebird rule, which at that point I had never heard of.
No one heard of that.
Yeah, I had never
Y'all
heard of
never
that.
heard of the Freebird rule until
Nah,
when?
my wrestling history, because I keep forgetting to tell y'all, my wrestling history starts with Red and Yellow body slamming Andre. That was the first moment I ever had with wrestling.
Hulk
So
Hogan.
anything in front of that,
and the Freebird rule was a thing around that same time.
yeah, but I never
Never
saw it.
Never saw
I'm
it.
like, how is this dude could come in anytime? It didn't make no sense, but then it was so cool. Because if either one of those guys, Alien, 1, 2, 3, I mean 6 can go all night, and
That's not even that. Sometimes it would be 6, sometimes it would be giant. Sometimes we're gonna call it according to the era. It was giant. And
question: better team, the Outsiders or Hall and Giant?
Outsiders.
Okay. I have a friend. I'm not gonna put him on blast.
No, damn that. Who? I need to know.
He says Big Show is way more athletic than Nash. Like he said, get past that fame or whatnot.
But that's true. But still, that don't make him better.
That don't make it better.
Wrestler.
Yeah. I will tell him it's about their chemistry. Yeah, it was their chemistry. That was so cool.
The direction of the motherfucker that said that shit. They better not be in the group neither.
We'll talk about it off camera.
Making a whole post. I need to know who that is. I'll be home in 3 months. Keep playing. I'm gonna be in town in 3 months. Whoever said it, I'm looking for.
Yeah, but
you'll be
that tag team. That tag team. I used to always want to see what up there with fight some of the great tag teams. I used to love them.
Yeah,
it was like that whole NWO mess at one point, and then
How many Outsiders versus Harlem Heat matches did we get, if any? Like I don't recall.
Many. Too many. Hey, Booker T and them ain't shy away neither. I heard them call them a sucker many nights. That NWO didn't run up on them like that. Many nights I heard Booker T call them a sucker.
Yeah, there was a few people that they didn't too much fool with.
Nah,
but no, they didn't. They didn't really. I don't think they were booked against Harlem Heat a whole lot.
Yeah, I'd probably say like maybe a handful of times. That's it.
Giant Luger. Just trying to think off the hand, like who else they were booked against. I don't know, man. Not Harlem Heat, not a whole
Harlem Heat, but like maybe like 4 or 5 times at most.
Yeah, at the most, possibly.
Yeah. Because in between some of those Steiner and Outsider tag team title swaps, the Harlem Heat got in there. You see what I'm saying? But I can't never remember them getting it from the Outsiders, though.
Right.
Not saying they didn't. I just don't remember it.
No. But as we were touching on, I knew we'd have to touch on this. Was like, the bad times, But this is what made Scott Hall.
He didn't shy away from it.
He didn't shy away from it, but you know what? He came back. He fought it and won. Couple times. Yeah. I mean, no one's perfect.
No. Well, except for that one guy.
Except for that one guy, yes. But I mean, you're right. But I mean, he kicked out, and the one person who believed in him enough to go and save him was Diamond Dallas Page. So we owe a lot.
He's the same person that put him on.
I know. The one person.
People don't know that. When he was the Diamond Stud, DDP was his guy. They've been friends for years, bro. That's why they were so good. Bro, my bad, man.
No.
Y'all remember the fake NWO term from DDP, right?
I do remember that.
Him and Scott Hall played that so well. I mean, I don't know what distracted Nash, but DDP put on the shirt. Hall was good, and that's it. Nash just hears the noise. He doesn't see it, but he hears the noise, so he instantly turned around, ready to be on business with him. Like it was. I love the way they acted in the ring.
DDP was in the 15th row before Nash even knew anything.
I'm sorry, my mind always flows to this one, bro, because it's one of them moments. Y'all remember 6 versus Rey Mysterio for the Cruiserweight title?
Absolutely.
How does a referee not hear a 7-foot dude climb into the ring, power bomb a 4'9" dude, and then climb over the ring again? My favorite moment ever.
Crowd noise.
Crowd noise. That's how
The crowd. It was so fucking quiet. It wasn't nothing going on. It was just the ref just like he's like, man, look, I know I look bad, man, but I can't turn around. You know that, right? All that. That's the same shit he did to Punk. Like this is a 7'4" dude trying to sneak into a ring, power bomb somebody, you can't not make a lot of noise with a power bomb. There ain't one power bomb you heard that was soft.
No silent power bomb.
Right. That's an oxymoron.
Yeah.
Quiet power bomb.
All right, guys. Well, it's getting to be that time. We need to wrap this up. We know we made the Hall of Fame, which is well deserved, and
two-time Hall of Famer, right?
That's right. Two-time
Hall of Famer. That's a rare breed right there, and they know it.
It's only a few of them.
There's only a few of them, but he's one of the ones that actually deserve it.
Yeah.
And so, final thoughts, guys. I mean, anything, floor's yours. Go ahead. Anyone.
Final thoughts. Since you got the.
Once again, I apologize to everybody for being late.
No, you're allowed to be late.
They did this whole thing, like the marketing got me so good. I bought the NWO 2K1. So Scott Hall just passed, bro. I've been on that all day. But either way, like I said, big fan of his whole career. Still a fan now. Never turned on him. I understand his impact. He's one of those wrestlers, like when I be giving out flowers, he got a whole show. You see what I'm saying? He was one of the best that ever did it. One of the best stunner sellers. I'd rather him in Austin was way better than Rock Hogan to me because I'm a Austin Hall fan. Like I appreciate everything Scott Hall gave to the business, even when he was going through his demons and his trials and his tribulations, and I'm gonna miss him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna miss him getting on fans on Twitter, which he used to do all the time. So some guy said you can see my wife naked. He like, is she hot? Like Scott Hall, man, Scott Hall. Nothing to be said about him that hasn't been said all day, man. I'm gonna watch his library as much as I can this week.
Watch the doc on Peacock.
Right.
The rise and fall of Razor Ramon. I mean, it is very, very good. Me and Will watched it the first couple nights ago, same night.
Yeah,
gotcha.
By coincidence.
By coincidence, it's like
kind of like how the t-shirts came about today too.
This was not planned.
Right.
I saw the post. I was like, wow, okay. All right.
This was not planned, but look, I mean, we can talk about his career, his impact on the business, but to me personally, he had a huge impact as a white man on the Latin American community. He really did. Again, when I was 12, 13, I legit thought he was from Cuba.
Yeah, I did too. He had an impact on us because all of us like watching Scarface, and he said it was just like watching Scarface wrestle.
I mean,
it was like watching Scarface wrestle, bro. There were no guns, but there were ass kickings and gold everywhere. It was
ass kicking, golds, and attitude.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
That most protected finisher in the game too, Razor's Edge.
Yeah.
If you kicked out of that, you was a legend, and I don't think anyone ever kicked out of it.
Same thing with the end of days. Thanks, Baron.
Yeah, with the end of days. Yeah. but
Baron Corbin's no
that's
Scott
a finisher.
Hall, so.
When guys started kicking out of multiple spears and multiple F5s, it's like that shows that makes the Razor's Edge the best finisher in wrestling history. Next to the surprise roll up. Oh my god!
SRU is the most dangerous lady in all of professional wrestling. We all know that.
Yeah, that's respect on that move. And it was cool because I was looking for the next move after the power bomb. That was the next one I said. I'm like, oh wow, that's good. I swear to God, I've done that in a fight at Finger. First day at school, some dude ran up on me and tried to slap me. And it's like, I don't know how it happened, but I watched too much wrestling. I remember power bombing him and everybody seeing it.
That's my pile driver story from first grade. Right? I
Right? They realize you different when you like that. When you doing the moves on them other kids. Like, boy, I'm trained. I think I'm trained. I practice on my little brother every day. Hey, bro, my little brother can sell, man, but I never let him win a match.
I said it earlier. I don't know how many power bombs, fall away slams, razor's edges that my little brother took. God bless him. But
that fall away slam, bro.
Scott Hall was always, like I touched on earlier, man. Like he was always one of my favorites. Like easy top 10, probably top 5 of my favorites all time, man. Like he's the reason why this has been sitting on my shoulder. He's the reason why I spent the money to even have this sitting on my shoulder right now, man. Because out of all of the IC champs, from Pat Patterson to whoever the fuck the IC champ is right now,
remember when you used to care about him?
And
he was one of the ones when he won that title. I was so excited. Yeah,
it was must-see TV.
He made this belt worth turning your TV on for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like he took pride in being an Intercontinental champion because he knew that was like the next step from being the man. He knew that, you know, this was going to put food on the table and this was going to keep the lights on. I really wish that his son could really break through and become a star, because Cody Hall is phenomenal, man. He's like 6'9", he's like 280, 290. Former Bullet Club member, just never really gained traction, but I really hope that now, you know what I'm saying, he kind of picks up from where Pops left off and can make a good career for himself.
Make a splash.
But
the community as a whole gotta help him out. If his in-ring work is solid, bro, I mean, he got the name.
In closing, I want to be the one to quote, because it's just been sticking out in my head ever since we found out about the passing, man. Like the way he ended his Hall of Fame speech was probably the best ending to a Hall of Fame speech that I've heard since I've been paying attention to Hall of Fame speeches. And he said that hard work pays off and dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do. Rest in peace to my man Scott Hall. It's never going to be another one like him.
And
never going to be another one like him.
And before we go off air, guys, I've got a little bit of an announcement to make. I've already posted this in between the three of us because we got to get to this, our second Hall of Fame class, and it is fitting and only fitting that unanimously he is our headliner, Scott Oliver Hall. Thank you for everything. Definitely. Thank you for everything you've given to all of us.
Us as fans, even people who aren't even casual wrestling fans. I put his quote up on my main Facebook page. Y'all know I don't really post too much of shit on my main Facebook page, but people who I had no clue even knew who he was were leaving comments. This is like you know when you have casual fans, you've done something right, even if it's just based off of your gimmick. And Razor Ramon is probably one of the best gimmicks that Vince McMahon was able to help create and push. And it gave us years of fun, man. It gave us an hour and a half worth of shit to talk about. Can't thank the man enough, man.
And if you don't like Scott Hall, man, we're going to carve you up. All right, guys. It's time. All right, guys. Don't forget. Like, share, subscribe. We'll have more for you coming next week. If you want to share more Scott Hall memories with us, post it on the YouTube or link in the comments. We got you. We love hearing this. We'll be back next week with our normal show. So until next week for William and Arthur, I'm Dan. See ya, man.
Peace.